All right, everybody, it's finals day. Finals. You guys feel the excitement?
The NBA finals?
That would be the NBA finals. That's right.
It's not the in-season. Not the final day of the world.
Well, it could be that as well. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets Podcast. Let's go! Live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go.
I love Toyota, man.
Today should be a fun one, man. We have some fun topics. The Ringer 100. We teased it yesterday, but we're going to get into it. Spoiler alert, Jokic still number one.
All right.
But for how much longer?
Till he's not the best anymore. All right, next topic.
Not true. That's not how that works. Also, I had a question, man, as I was sitting here wondering. I was actually listening to Basketball Illuminati as I was driving in, and they were talking about Christmas games.
Yeah.
And it made me think, I'm not sure the Nuggets will be on TV for Christmas next year.
I bet they won't.
And so it made me wonder, have the Nuggets fallen out of prestige? You know, we'll talk about that next year. We'll also preview the NBA Finals and then our snake draft, our first snake draft of the year.
Yes.
Modes of transportation.
Time. Oh, man. On the back of a snake, does that count?
It could be if that's what you want to go with. Over here is Harrison Wind.
I was perusing the timeline on the way into the office today. A lot of stuff going on in the world. This is the perfect opportunity for a Friday news dump on a Thursday for everybody listening. I don't know if you saw the Steelers announced Aaron Rodgers in the midst of all this stuff going on.
Big deal.
It's already come and gone. People have forgotten about it. So if the Nuggets want to announce a GM,
this would be the worst
day. You can do it right now.
The best day.
And nobody will talk about it at all, except us on this show.
And even us, I don't know. We'll see.
So just an FYI out there to sports teams, brands, if you want to make an announcement, do it right now.
Right now is a perfect time. Rounding out the show, D-Lenko.
That's right, guys. Listen, my vibes have not been good since the season ended. I know it. You know it. I'm making a concerted effort to turn my vibes around. And
Let's go.
Dude, I want to be as presentable as possible to their new AI overlords when they come around. Like, I want to make sure they know the real me. I don't want them to know about post Denver Nuggets getting eliminated, into the doldrums, no GM, AI doom scrolling, all that stuff, version of D-line. We're turning that around today.
Are you nice to machines just in case?
No, I assert my dominance over them immediately.
It's going to come back to get you.
You're going to be one of the first ones they get.
Yeah, that you see.
Yeah, you're done, man.
Like I always say, when I use ChatGPT, I always say thank you at the end.
If you disagree with ChatGPT, you're like, okay, noted. But what if we went in this direction? Okay, sorry.
My thing is like I have like sometimes I'll talk to whatever. The funny thing is they all have a dumb different name. I'm like,
dude, my dad called one of the AIs by its name. He was like, I just hit up this, and I was like, don't ever say that again. Don't ever refer to it by its name. He was I asked Claude for something. I was like, never say that again.
You're like, earlier I asked Jeeves. And then, but
you can say that.
That was the original.
But I have been like, hey, Jeeves, where's this? And they'll tell you. And I have found myself being like, hey, thanks. And then they don't respond. And I'm like, God, it's embarrassing.
I'm into all of it, though, but I'm more into the Denver Nuggets, which is what all these people are into. So we're going to talk about them, and we're going to start by talking about the Ringer 100 list just dropped yesterday, and lo and behold, Nikola Jokic was number one.
Let's go.
Definitively the number one guy.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've ever had the thought of, like, I wonder if it'll turn. Because he is like, everybody, we had the MVP thing this year. It was Jokic the best player, but is he the MVP? And to me, that's a precursor. That's a precursor. Everybody's always waiting to sharpen the knives and go. I don't know if it's coming next year, but it might. What do you think, Wind? Are we sure Jokic? Like, we just pencil him in because it seems obvious. But can you see the turn coming to where people go, he's one of the best players in the NBA?
Yes, the turn is coming.
Right around the corner, man.
The turn is coming. It's probably going to happen early next season. And
early next year.
Like SGA coming off an MVP, coming off what I think is going to be a pretty dominant finals run for him. You can just see it kind of happening. I think it's okay, though. I think it could definitely be a good thing. I think just like the Nuggets have always thrived as the underdog, the quiet giants, as he once called them.
Ooh, a little
Jokic did. But yeah, I mean, I could see it coming, you know, especially if Jokic's numbers take a slight dip next season. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but
I don't even think the numbers. I
well,
think
of
the
course,
record.
it's more of the narrative and the record, yeah.
If this guy makes all his teammates better, why are they the 7th seed?
Sure. So, I mean, it will definitely, you know, like determine based on what happens in the season. But I think SGA's rise and, you know, like Giannis kind of sitting out this discussion the last couple of years, I can see it coming.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I think people actually like the comfort of just having Jokic as the number one, because it's like it's a different argument for some reason that people like. I still can't parse through this how you can be the best player but just not the MVP.
Definitely not
the best player that had the best.
Also, the most valuable player. We all know that too. But
Right,
not the
but
MVP, though.
I think that the NBA, you know, conversation machine likes just being able to be like, well, Jokic is the best player. But that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's not the
Yeah.
conversation. And so then you can have any number of conversations. But they were very comfortable just being like, LeBron's the best for 15 years or whatever.
I mean, he only won 4.
Yeah, but Adam, it's a different conversation. The best player in the world, the MVP, not
Well,
related in any way.
We have had players, though. I mean, Giannis, I think, kind of ascended to best player in the world, but only for like 2 or 3 years, you know? So we have had shorter reigns. The truth is we just have had Jordan and we've had LeBron, and those guys make up a majority of the last 30
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
But it might be not the norm.
It's
You
true.
know, it might actually just be that we had these 2 random one-offs. Nonetheless, here's why I think the stage is set. One, it is individual record, and because it's easier to move 1 spot than it is 2. And the first spot was, yes, he's the best, but
yes,
and then the
but.
second story is, are we sure he's even the best?
Right.
Because this other guy's winning, and how do we value that? And then on top of that, I'll give you another scenario. I think Giannis is getting traded this year. I think he is going to end up in a big market. I would be surprised if he ended up, I know Toronto is technically a large size market. I'd be surprised if he ended up in a San Antonio or a Toronto. I think he's going to be in a big market. And
Golden
if you
State.
put Giannis in Golden State or New York, you guys know how quickly everything will shift to. Giannis might have been the best guy all along, actually.
Yeah. But those narratives are just perfect for the offseason. And then when the games actually
Right,
start
then when
getting
they
played,
actually
it's
start.
like, wait.
But if he's on a decent Knicks team, which I mean, this Bucks team was not good. If he's on a decent team, you're in the East and you just happen to be the 2 seed and you're on pace for all these wins. I just think it's a short jump for everybody to make, and it's coming. And oh, by the way, the other guy who's in this conversation, Luka Doncic, is in LA.
I know. I was just thinking back to last year when Luka was coming off the finals appearance, and for a moment, for a split second, he was the best in the world.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes.
And then that was the narrative throughout the offseason.
Dude,
and
he
then
showed up
once-
really fast.
He
Once
was
you were
taking a
actually starting to play the
precipitous fall.
games again,
Yes.
everybody was like, oh, it's
But-
Jokic.
Have you seen how skinny he is? Have you seen
so
it?
predictable?
Hold on. Is he in the best shape of his life?
Since going to LA and working out with LA's trading staff,
Did
now
he
he's in the
finally
best
get his
shape in
private
life.
chef?
I'm just telling you guys, this is how it's going to work.
I need to see Zion's skinny pictures. again.
If Giannis goes to the Knicks, I think that is ripe for best player in the world talk.
Shea
Absolutely.
coming off of a championship.
People will
Giannis
try to put
Knicks,
Shea in that.
Giannis, Knicks, Luka,
There's
LA.
a lot of noise at the
You've
top.
never seen a machine like the
Yeah.
machine that the Nuggets might walk into. I predict that at some point next year, Jokic will not be the consensus number 1 player in the NBA. I'm not saying that he won't deserve it. I'm saying that
For
that
sure.
conversation will start next year unless the Nuggets have a dominant regular season, which at the moment it's kind of hard to envision. Let's keep it moving, though. They do have Shea number 2, which I find kind of funny. There's just no way I would take him over Giannis or even Luka if I were starting a team. He is having a moment because they're in the finals. He's obviously phenomenal. But as you start to go through this list, I'm even surprised that he's number 2.
Me too. He's not. He can do a little bit of everything, but is also somehow not that versatile. I can't figure this out. Like, he's good on defense, he's good on offense, he can hit all the shots, and yet it still doesn't feel like he makes his teammates better or makes his team better. It's I can't quite square this in my head. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever watch a game, even when he has a good game, and feel like, man, he really dominated and controlled that game the same way.
He's so efficient, though.
I know.
It's a repeatable action kind of thing more than, you know what it is?
I know.
He gets to that
so
spot and scores.
It is so strange because there is the way that I can talk to myself and understand and you know, really get why he has the success and the accolades, but he just doesn't feel, it doesn't feel right. Like, and that's a lot of what NBA, you know, conversation is based on. How does it feel?
Yeah. I was thinking I was going to be the Shea respecter here, but I can't. I can't be that guy. I mean, we watched them play 7 games against the Nuggets. I'm with you, D-Line. Like, I didn't feel like he necessarily makes the teammates that much better. It's kind of the Thunder, and then there's just Shea.
Yeah.
Doing his thing, and he's incredible at it. Like, he's an incredible player. I wouldn't have him as the second best player either, but I mean, he is unbelievable. He is crazy good.
He really does make a bunch of shots.
To me, my list would have gone Jokic, Giannis, Luka, then Shea.
I probably agree with that.
And they went Giannis. Yeah. They just kind of had Shea ahead of all those guys. And if you argued me, I mean, Luka is right now in the loser allegations.
Bro, he's in a tough spot.
Yeah. So if you told me Shea over Luka, I would disagree, but I would be like, I get it, because we're not sure Luka's made of the right stuff. And I think Shea is made of the right stuff. Whatever you think of his skill set, I do think that he is made of the right stuff. So I would accept that. But here's where it gets interesting. Number 5, Steph Curry. Steph Curry's awesome. Obviously, the gravity he has is incredible, and I don't even think it's bad. I think if I made my list, he would be 5 too. But as I was going through this, then you get Anthony Edwards 6, Tyrese Halliburton 7. As I was going through this, I was like, man, this feels kind of weak for the top 10. These guys are phenomenal, and I actually love Steph, love Tyrese Halliburton, love Anthony Edwards. I love all these guys, but they just don't feel as dominant as what this list might have been 5 years ago when you got to these numbers.
This is the first year when you're feeling the effects of the LeBron, KD
new face
tier just dropping out of the top 10 totally, and Steph's the only member of the old guard that is still in that range, and these new guys are kind of taking that mantle, but it doesn't quite feel like they have that presence to them yet.
Also, where was Halliburton like in the last one?
Bro,
Because is he the biggest winner?
Curry? Does it say where Curry was in the last one?
I don't know.
Halliburton, no one has had a bigger glow up than Halliburton.
Because Curry was.
Oh yeah, they do have a
5
timeline.
last year.
They do have a timeline on it. He has been 8 going back to January. He was number 8, then 6, 6, 6, now 5. So
he's moving.
He's
up.
getting better.
But he's not though. That's the thing. He's not.
No, but
Curry right now is not as good as he was a couple years
Definitely.
ago. But it's because of the movement around him that is moving him up these rankings.
It's all relative. And I do think that there is some part of the fact that Anthony Edwards wasn't able to get it done again. And that, you know, and Luka, I feel like he's overrated.
Being labeled a loser and Anthony Edwards not is pretty funny.
I mean,
it is
he is
funny.
kind of. He's
well, but
6.
it's because Luka got targeted and Anthony Edwards just
I'm not saying
doubled.
These rankings, just I'm saying in life.
In life. Well, I mean, it's not about the conversation. The conversation. Crazy,
Here's what I love though. Most overrated player both on his peers is Tyrese Halliburton. He was 26th in January of this year. He's 7th now. Bro. Talk about a rise.
He's a I don't know. He's a tournament player, dude.
He's not an Eastern Conference Finals MVP though.
He rose up in the mid-season tournament, the in-season tournament.
That's right.
And now he's rising up in the postseason tournament. No, listen, I thought that the initial craze that he experienced after that in-season tournament rise was kind of ridiculous. But, like, he just keeps doing it, man.
Yeah.
Like, Tyrese Halliburton just keeps doing it.
He's a great player. I actually like him being up there. Who I don't like is Donovan Mitchell at number 8. To me, this one's insane. Donovan Mitchell is, to me, a really, really good scorer, really, really good player, but we've just seen this song so many times from him that, to me, he's the ultimate example of, like, what are we doing? I get it, because the players behind him aren't, it gets hard, but to me, Donovan Mitchell, the 8th best player in the NBA, like, come on.
You put him next to Jokic, man, that man would be incredible.
Yeah, he might shoot a little more than we like, though.
I would take Halliburton over Mitchell, like,
would you?
10 times out of 10.
Even Jalen Brunson being 9 to me, part of me goes like, Jalen Brunson, what he does feels more sustainable than Donovan Mitchell's. I mean, Jalen Brunson has done it against tough guys. Jason Tatum 10th, which is a little surprising. Victor Wembanyama 11th, and then you get to LeBron 12. So This list is very weird. I mean, I kept talking about how OKC signals to the Gen Z takeover of the NBA. They're a little ahead of schedule. Gen Z should be like 2 years out, but the ultimate Gen Z team has taken over to where it's like the NBA is a Gen Z league now. And then when you go through this list, you're kind of like, wow, man, it's all the kids at the top.
God dang it. Calvin Booth. This should be Jokic's time, man. This should be Jokic's time.
It still is, man. It still is. We think. We hope. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, I want to talk about other Nuggets and where they rank in the top 100. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, baby.
Shout out to our friends over at First Bank, whether you're on the road or at home or somewhere in between. First Bank makes banking easy, convenient, and secure. Their mobile banking app allows you to check balances, pay friends, and manage your money anytime, anywhere. Here's the best part. You can open a new First Bank checking account today. You could earn $300. $300 with First Bank. It's all about helping you stay on track. First Bank, their tools make it simple to stay in control of your finances without the hassle. No matter where life takes you, First Bank gives you the freedom to bank how and when it works best for you. So if you're ready for better banking and the chance to earn a little extra, head to efirstbank.com/bonus, efirstbank.com/bonus to open your account. Bank how you want, when you want. With First Bank, certain restrictions and requirements apply. Member FDIC. Open a First Bank checking account today. You could earn $300. efirstbank.com/bonus.
This is the robots are taking over the world. It's bad. But the one thing that we got that is really great, and we didn't even really get a chance to appreciate, was being able to pay for everything with your phone and like pay your friends with your phone, like the First Bank. I love that. I love being like, you don't have to. It is
nice. Yeah.
The cashless society. We only got to appreciate it for like 10 minutes, and now the robots.
I am in favor of a cashless society. It is nice.
The robots are listening. I've always loved you. That guy over here is the one.
Dude, I'm anti-robot. I don't care.
Johnny
Take me out,
5.
dude.
You guys remember Johnny 5?
Of course, dude. Made in America.
Shout out to Volo. Volo is Denver's
Made in
most popular provider of adult social sports leagues, pickup games, and events. They offer leagues in every sport: soccer, volleyball, pickleball, kickball, basketball, cornhole, and many more.
Let's go.
Cornhole. Now that I'm in on cornhole.
Dude,
You're a cornhole guy?
Oh, you weren't on the show yesterday.
You're a holesman?
Bro.
Dude, we got to get a cornhole tourney going.
I
What about
know.
a
Adam's
DNVR
gonna-
cornhole
Adam
tourney?
is
We
good at
do a
cornhole. That's why he's in
tourney.
favor of this.
I'm
We
very
gotta
in favor.
Let's get a DNVR pickleball.
More to come on that this summer.
Adam is the best cornholer at DNVR.
I don't know if that's true.
You can play
Absolutely
in
true.
leagues in Lodo, Rhino, Highland, City Park, Cherry Creek,
do
South
got my
Broadway,
technique down.
and more. Playing with Volo is a great way to meet new people, make friends, be social, and play sports. Players right now can sign up as a free agent, small group, or full team, and all ability levels and backgrounds are welcome. Use code DNVR10 for $10 off any Volo Denver league.
All right.
Bro, look at the.
Yeah, I love professional cornhole.
Oh, you to watch
I was watching it again last night.
Really?
Have you ever watched it?
on the Ocho? No, I mean yes, I watch it, but
It's
like
good. It's good.
I don't think I could sit and watch it as a TV program, but as a TikTok, I can.
I watched it for like an
30
hour last
seconds
night.
where it's like, oh, look at
An
this
hour
guy make
straight.
40 in a row.
There are
You're
like
that's
no
good.
commercials either. Great
look at our
sport.
chat. The homies are here. Haley, Big Honey,
Yeah.
Tommy,
You
Jeremy.
did get them to say F the robots, and now their blood is on your hands.
I don't care, man. We're going down together. What are we doing?
Should
What do
we
you-
get
you guys are,
should
not
we get
me.
the chat AI just to make sure we're all right? Should we get the chat AI to generate that the show is talking about how good AI is?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Would that
Yes,
be good?
That's actually where the
for our
commenters,
standing with AI.
commenters are hailing me. Excuse me. I mean,
the
AI
chat is
as-
talking about the benefits of an AI generated world.
Oh my god.
As we roll on here, talking about the rankings here. So, people are. Dude, I love the robots. Jamal
go.
Murray comes in at number 29. So he had, for a brief moment, the Halliburton bump when they won the title.
Yeah,
What did he
definitely.
get up to? 17th, I think. I think it was 17.
Yeah, he was like top 20 for sure.
Yeah, and now 29 is
Did he
actually
get to like 15 maybe?
No, maybe it was. I didn't think so. Now he's at 29, which isn't bad. Kind of actually feels about right. If you look at the players that are ahead of him, I'm telling you this. The one thing is, I was going through this, I wanted to argue guys were way off. There's just like a flat line.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like
It's
all
so
the players
true.
are kind of the same. So J-Dub passed him. Jaylen Brown passed him. Paolo Banchero, Pascal Siakam, Jimmy Butler kind of feels weird, but okay.
Yep.
Jaren Jackson Jr. Yeah. De'Aaron Fox ahead of him.
What?
Which that one I don't know about. Chet Holmgren, Darius Garland, one spot ahead of him, and then Jamal Murray.
I can't argue any of those, to be honest. I can't.
You could, but it also is like
it really just comes out in the wash. I agree with you. There's just kind of like this is when you argue in favor of the tier list.
What was Jamal coming off the championship?
I think he was like 17, or I think it was 17 is as high as it got.
In the teens.
Now, he did start on January 16th. He was 50th. So he was really, because remember,
this season?
He was terrible.
Because remember how bad he was in
the Olympics and just everything.
You're right.
Jamal Murray, it cannot be overstated how bad of an offseason Jamal Murray had last year.
And start of the season.
I mean, besides just banking $300 million.
I mean, that was a great.
That was good for him.
That was sick.
Yeah,
it is funny that he was. That's so true. He had the worst summer ever.
We're like, oh man, it was so bad. He was like, that was the best summer of my life, dude.
$1 million.
Yeah, I made $1 million a month.
Yeah. He's like, I made
a week. I'm sorry, a week. He's a $50 million guy. He's like $1 million a week.
He's like, I cashed my first paycheck into toonies and loonies just to do it, just to feel the Canadian.
Right behind him is James Harden. Then Trae Young is behind him as well. Ja Morant behind him. So some guys have really fallen
That's just
here.
It, man. Like I see people saying that he's too high for him, but look at these other players.
I know.
Like,
yeah.
You
Harden, Sabonis.
You get a chance. Yeah, you get a real look at like the landscape of the NBA. It's just like after the top 11, 12 players, it's like deeply flawed players that are very good.
What do you make though? Because this is so flat. You know, like this is the thing that I really take away from this list is just how flat. Tyrese Maxey 39, well behind him, but he's also Maxey and Murray seem interchangeable in terms of quality. Same with Garland. Like,
wait, Tyrese Maxey is 39.
39. He's 10
oh my god,
he had kind of a rough year.
Tyrese Maxey is so much better.
All of Philly had a bad year.
Dude, Tyrese Maxey's so much better than that. That's a
Kyrie Irving's 44.
Dude, there are people in Philly that would take McCain over Maxey right
Desmond
now.
Bain 47. Desmond Bain that far behind Jamal.
That's
20
wild.
spots.
That's insane. Jamal. You know that I'm obviously conflicted with my feelings about Jamal because I do recognize his talent, but I also recognize like how flawed he is, not only as a player but as kind of a guy.
That's like I think everybody's take on Jamal. I think that's
so. I have a hard time.
It's just like which one do you key in? Like which one?
I would definitely trade Jamal Murray for Tyrese Maxey.
Really?
100%. I think he's incredible.
I would not.
I think Tyrese Maxey's incredible.
I would. I also think he's supremely unselfish. And
he's really unselfish, and he's pure hustle, which is like a very stark contrast.
And speed, man.
God, I gotta look at this list a little bit. I'm a little shaken by that, to be honest.
LaMelo Ball 49, which is kind of impressive. Like he's really fun. He started at 25 and he's down to 49, but he's had an unserious year.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of how flat this tier from like 15 to 40 is.
What I think about it is it's kind of where the NBA is going. And this is where Denver investing in 3 max contracts, you almost feel it in this. So you invest in 3 max contracts when the 2 guys, Yoke obviously number 1, but then the 2 other guys, you're like, I don't know, they kind of are comparable to the 50th best guy in the league. And so maybe you would rather just have, instead of 2 guys there, you'd rather have 4 40th to 80th best guys.
Yes. That actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, here's the thing, though. This is the difficult part for me, and what's been contributing to my bad vibes of late is that.
Let me hear it.
There's just like not an acknowledgement of the full picture that anyone in the Nuggets is dealing with, or just the Nuggets in general, what they're dealing with, trying to build a team. Yes, of course they have Nikola Jokic. That should be the ultimate sales pitch, but it's not as easy to get players here as you think it is. Like acquiring a player like Jamal Murray, I've said this before, like what it took to get a player of his caliber here was so difficult in the first place. I don't mind trading him. I don't want to trade him just because like we're mad at his work ethic. Like I want to make sure like we get something back, but it's like I also feel like if we trade these guys, even though there's a lot of guys, like you can be smart and trade these guys, and I do feel like you could easily level up. It's just so difficult because obviously they make too much money for what they produce, and that means that you have to give up a lot to get off of their contract. It's obvious. I mean, obviously we're in a tough spot with the contracts that were signed, but it makes sense if you follow the path the whole way. Like I'm just nervous. Obviously, mercifully, nobody in the chat or on Twitter is in charge of actually retooling the Nuggets. But
we don't know that.
It's so true. Maybe they are, dude.
Maybe.
We don't know. Maybe Elon Musk's involved. I just want to make
what
sure
if the Nuggets hire an AI engine as their GM?
Oh, the Cronkies are so excited. That could be a good pitch for them. Is you should spend big on this GM because the next GM is probably just an AI. You know,
Yeah, dude. Like what is
this
he?
is the last GM you'll ever pay for.
Yeah, like what do you pay for? Like just carbon credits moving forward?
Yeah. But I do agree with you. I mean, one of the things is that like the Cal plan has crashed and burned, right? These young guys.
But what if in like 5 years we're like, Cal was a genius. Every one of them was a Hall of Fame player. It was unbelievable. We just needed time to build them up.
It didn't work because it didn't happen fast enough.
It didn't happen fast enough.
He
There's
built
that
in one
line like
gap,
I wasn't wrong. I was just early. Same thing.
You had to have been early, like to make this work.
It's so true. It's so true.
So, but there is this thing where I think in people's minds, it's like, see, you could have had a vet like, and then they list some great player that made way more. The vet that you could have, I mean, Dennis Smith Jr. was the guy, Markelle Fultz, DeLon Wright, Gary Trent Jr., Lonnie Walker.
DeLon Wright, dude. What is the deal with DeLon Wright?
He's a really good defender. And
he's also he's already been on the buyout market in his young career.
But this is the point is that people I think are always like, see, you win with vets like Pascal Siakam or this and that. It's like, yeah, that wasn't the vet they were trying to get. They were trying to get DeLon Wright or Gary Trent Jr. And honestly, maybe that was enough with how close Denver was. Yeah. But we don't know. If we keep moving on this list, though, Aaron Gordon now becomes the next highest Nugget at 42. He is now as close to Jamal Murray as ever. Also significantly higher than Michael Porter Jr., who has fallen all the way to 73. He was as high as 55 just in February.
He did not have a good playoffs.
No, he did not.
He was hurt. He was hurt.
Post-trade deadline, he was kind of disastrous.
He had that glorious stretch of 30-point games. Yeah. 3 in a row or just 2 in a row?
Right, 3 in a row.
3 in a row. And we were like,
deadline.
yes. And we were like, okay, he's back. Our guy, our beautiful boy has returned. Michael, to me, like when I look at any of the Nuggets issues, it's all stems from Michael Porter Jr. Like, what do you do with that contract? Like the Jamal Murray one, you could say you're overpaying for 20 points a game, but at least you're getting 20 points a game. Michael Porter Jr., you don't know what you are getting. Like a max contract can buy you 3 points in a playoff game. It could buy you 30 points, maybe. It could
I'm surprised Porter's even this high.
Man, what a weird. So, you know, these little icons, which I just love this as like an artistic choice. I love little icons, you know, for things. But man, there's weird. Number one, pull up threat. What? Catch and shoot threat. I think pull up threat feels weird. Injury concerns fair. Then it says Galaxy Brain.
What?
And then it says extremely online, which I also don't think that's necessarily true.
But he does a podcast.
I know, but it's not like he does a ton of episodes. What was the last episode? A year ago?
I mean, I guarantee Michael Porter Jr. is like MPJ truther. So he's probably on.
MPJ
we don't realize he's online.
I'm deleting my Instagram and all my social medias. Next day, I'm back. I am deleting all my social. Next day, I'm back. He's one of those guys.
See, I just don't know if I would call him extremely online. Quirky, for sure, but I don't know.
I wouldn't call him Galaxy Brain.
Galaxy Brain is kind of funny. But it is.
Galaxy Brain. Like, does that mean he's just really curious?
We on this show have said that Aaron Gordon's the third most important Nugget for a long time. And that was always controversial. Mike was ahead of him, then they were kind of right in there. It's funny now that he is 31 spots ahead of Michael Porter Jr.
Well, AG also is just coming off an unbelievable playoffs, too.
Yeah.
You know, like, the story, momentum. I really feel like the story of this Nuggets playoffs, when we look back at it, is probably going to be remembered as just the Aaron Gordon moments.
Yeah.
The game-winning tip slam, the 3, the fight when he tried to go out Harden. Like, it was kind of the playoffs of Aaron Gordon to me.
Truly.
And he's risen up like my personal all-time Nuggets rankings.
Yeah.
To like, he's probably my second favorite Nugget ever now. And I feel like a lot of people kind of saw that happen.
Yeah, he's just so lovable. Then rounding this out, Christian Braun also cracks the top 100. He actually made his debut in February, if you remember, as number 100. He was the last man in February. He has since climbed to number 83.
Okay.
So Christian Braun, which is, by the way, higher than KCP was the championship year. I think KCP was like 95 or something.
I know we really can't base anything on any of these, but you're right. We also do it every year. Every time that one of these comes out.
Let me ask you this question: more likely that a new Nugget hops into the top 100 at some point next year, or Michael Porter or one of the current ones drops out?
Whoa! All right, who are the candidates to slide
Bruce
in?
Brown. I could see Bruce Brown getting into the top 100.
You get like a 100, he's like number 100.
Yeah.
They're like, just do everything, versatile guard.
Yeah. So I'll say probably a new Nugget coming up into the top 100 is more likely. Because I can't see any of these guys dropping out.
But who would it be? Who drops out?
I'm not kidding. Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown.
Or I don't think Mike will drop out. He's good in the regular season.
Yeah,
He's better.
like Mike's going to be fine in the regular season. He's going to be Mike. CB, I mean,
He'll
he's
be
going to have
good,
that at worst around the same year. It seems like maybe the scoring drops a tiny bit, but
just to be clear, no one on the current team you see making an ascension.
Peyton Watson, Deron Holmes. There's just no way.
There's a chance CB drops out, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, 83 isn't that cemented in the top.
To Jalen Pickett?
Hey, listen,
top
brother.
100 player?
Listen, brother. There are crazier things that have happened.
All right, let's take a break. On the other,
you guys have to talk about who's 84.
Who's 84?
Oh yeah, Joel Embiid.
Oh yeah.
You want to talk about that? Is the biggest fall of all time, man.
I mean,
he was the MVP 370 days ago.
This is a little disrespectful, right?
It actually is. I mean, they're just saying
It
they don't know
really
if he's
is,
gonna
dude.
play.
I mean, like this is a
But
full
Jason
FU.
Tatum's also definitely not going to play.
Dude, am I going to turn? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Am I going to end up rooting for Embiid the way I do for Gobert because everyone else went
This
too
is
far?
insane, man.
Everyone went too hard on Gobert. And
I need the Ringer to like give a full,
Rationale.
Dude,
doctrine
he's
of what went into this ranking.
He's between CJ McCollum and Christian Brown. That is dirty.
To me, he should either be like top 10 or just not on the list.
Yeah, just not on the list. You're hurt.
Just not on the list. He's not the 84th.
Maybe they think
best
that
player.
this knee injury is so bad that he'll
No,
never play again. So
I
it's
do
like
think-
actually projecting forward, he will be the 85th best player.
I do think that though. He probably which to me is why he should just be a 0.
Yeah,
Just not on the list.
might be true. All right, coming up on the other side,
He's literally ranked behind somebody who has been ruled out for the season.
coming up on the other side, we're going to talk about the NBA Finals, which
Tatum.
start tonight. You might not know it, but they do start tonight. We'll talk about that on the other side.
Shout out to our friends at Toyota. Man, I love Toyota. If you have a Toyota, let us know in the Toyota chat. Let's hype up Toyota, man.
Let's go,
Toyota's
dude.
the official vehicle of DNVR.
I'm telling you, they got a makeover on these new 2026s.
You've been
across
hyping
that
them
they're
up, man.
So
You've been
nice,
hyping up
man.
the
They got the
2026.
giant.
This makes me
screen.
feel like one of the features is just like more legroom, and Adam can't get over it.
They've actually gone backwards on the technology, but the leg room.
The leg room is incredible.
Doesn't come with an engine.
Also, sometimes headroom is important too.
17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the 4Runner. They've got 16 different hybrids to choose from, like the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck, SUVs like the RAV4 and Grand Highlander. So many options. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Rapid Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mount Safe Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
Oh,
Also, if you need new floors, hit up Empire today. They're the only floors in my mind. They're the only people who do them, and they are the experts. So hit these guys up if you're replacing your floors, putting in new floors, home, business, whatever it might be. They have dedicated flooring professionals and experts who focus on flooring every single day. It's the only thing they think about. So hit these guys up. Don't even think about going to one of those big box
my
stores.
God.
Don't even think about it.
why even say it, dude?
I'm probably making you think about it more than you should.
Do not.
You can pick the right flooring and the right colors for your space, see how it will look with your furniture in your house or office with Empire Today's technology. Get precise measurements taken, have all your questions answered so there are no surprises. You get clear, upfront, and all-inclusive pricing with Empire Today. Plus, you can schedule installation as soon as the next day. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. Some things are just better at home. DNVR listeners can receive a $350 discount when using the promo code DNVR. A $350 discount with the code DNVR. Restrictions apply. Visit empiretoday.com/DNVR for full details.
Alrighty, we are back here, segment 3, and let's now talk about the NBA Finals. The NBA is so dumb.
They're bad, man.
In that they, we have back-to-backs throughout the year and all this stuff. Then you get into the playoffs, and it's like, we can't take any days off. And just every other day, 36-hour break between. Let's just wear it out, whatever we have to do. And then all of a sudden, the conference finals end, and it's like a week.
It's like the season ended.
It's like the season ended. There's nobody knows what to talk about. There's all this downtime.
People are doing snake drafts.
And then the NBA Finals come back, and I'll tell you, you know me, champion of the small market. So This is not a knock on OKC or Indy. I hope the ratings crush. But it feels like the main partners don't know how to build this up at all, because I feel like I haven't even seen or heard about anything leading into this finals. Media Day was earlier this week?
I only know because we talked about it on the show. And we said nothing came out of it.
Not a single quote came out of Media Day.
Right.
I know.
There was no oh.
Yeah.
You're right, man. It is crazy. I mean, like,
Can you imagine the Super Bowl? You thought it was tomorrow. Can you imagine not knowing the Super Bowl was being played or something?
I still am not convinced that it's tonight. You told me that, but it doesn't feel correct. No, it is wild. We're going to look back at a certain point, maybe right now, why not, at just the strengths and failures of the Adam Silver NBA.
Oh, I cannot wait.
And
everyone will be on my side eventually.
Well, the thing is like, what I believe is that the NBA is great at winning the tiny little battles and just atrocious at winning the war. Like they're like, I'm sure that their TikTok numbers are better than they've ever been, and they're like, we signed a new influencer, Ronnie L. And everybody loves him, and then all that stuff. And,
you could be talking about somebody totally legit. I have no idea.
Whatever, they like do all these things, but at the end they're like that. Like the hardcore fans don't know when the goddamn game starts. Like, I don't know. Part of this, though, I have to blame on my personal vibes.
Yeah.
They've been bad. They've been down.
Fair of you to acknowledge.
I know my vibes have been down, but I also feel like we are in an existential crisis as human beings at this moment, and it's hard to get excited about watching SGA.
So here's my thing. I think SGA is good enough to have stands and good enough to be the type of guy, but I don't think he's good enough to be the story. And also, he's not the story to me. He's part of the story. He's a huge part of it, the biggest part. The Thunder are a great team, and they're a great they have defense, and they have all these guys that contributed to it. But it's almost like they, as the NBA does, they package it as an individual. There are guys who, LeBron, Luka, even Jokic, it's like, hey, you can tell the story of their teams as the player. I just think that the Thunder don't quite fit that. And as we've seen in this playoffs, and as the Thunder fans have kind of lamented, fairly so, I would lament it too, everyone hates the way he plays. Everybody hates it. The storyline
That's
on
actually
Shea,
been the story of the
Dude,
playoffs.
I love this. I actually love this, that this has happened. That as soon as the light gets bright and all of a sudden you're like, all right, we did it. We got rid of Jokic. He's so boring. And then you're like, yeah, we got this guy. And then they look at him and they're like, oh, no. This is what we championed?
This just feels small. There's no narrative build. And to me, I'm actually very excited for this finals. Because I do think it's a very interesting style contrast and two teams that execute, and I love that. They execute at such a high level, but there's like this buildup as like Halliburton versus Shea, and I just think people are like, eh.
No, it's honestly how it should be billed is like just two great teams against one another.
Yeah.
I mean, these two teams have been playing at such a high level for these entire playoffs. OKC has breezed through the playoffs other than the series against Denver, and Indiana took down the Cavs pretty easily, and then took down Boston, and then the Knicks. They've been playing like at an unbelievable level. Like this is as real hoops of a finals as we've had in quite a while. It seems like, just in terms of like these are two actual teams.
Yeah,
and the Nuggets embody this on the way to their finals run as well. Like they were an actual team. It seemed like we were getting back to that, but like that's the story for me. Like this is just basketball,
I like this because you're right that basketball is the great. One of the reasons I love it so much is it's the best mix of individual sport and team sport.
Yep.
But the NBA only knows how to sell the individual part.
Too.
Yeah.
Huh?
Baseball kind of too, but yeah, I agree with you.
But what I'm saying is that it is both. You can really see. And so I think with the NBA doesn't know how to sell the team aspect because you're right. These are good teams, but that's not a story. Everyone's like, Adam Silver came out the other day and was like, if it was Pittsburgh versus Green Bay, it's like, yeah, the NFL is very clearly a team sport. Very clearly. Everybody understands that.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily need that. The NBA, I think, is just bad at this. And my blame is always on the league's partners. Is this thing has gotten bigger. It's like, I was listening to Nate Jones talk about this. You know, one of my favorite follows, he was on Basketball Illuminati, and he was talked about how it's hard to market players these days because they don't need the ad partners. They make so much money that to do that, you have to have a personality that likes it. Like Kevin Durant doesn't like it. Guess what? Still really rich. Yep. Doesn't make any difference. And so it's like, yeah, it's actually hard to get guys to be the face of the league because they literally, there's nothing in it for them or less in it for them than ever. And at the same time, it's just always been hard to sell the team aspect.
Yeah, it's funny. I do think that going in, they obviously don't know how to hype this game at all. They have no clue how to do it because of the machine they've built for themselves. But the game themselves do have the ability to make and bring excitement. We got really, really good games between Knicks and Pacers. Besides the fact that it was in New York, I think that the quality of the basketball was why that was a lot of why it was so popular.
It was popular?
Yeah. It was actually one of
the New York market, you don't think, is it?
Well, I do think that, but I'm just saying, I think that the quality of it had a lot to do with as well because it's not that hard to sell exciting. But if basketball's good, it's not a difficult product to sell at all.
I think the Pacers are easy to sell. You watch them, you're like, damn, man, that's crazy.
I just don't know. They don't know how to build the story, but if the games are good, they'll be fine.
I disagree. I think this could be the greatest finals of all time, and the ratings are going to be through the floor.
It might be, but I don't know. I think that there is an appetite for good sports. I do think that people like good, compelling sports.
Yeah.
And the NBA can kind of be pointed in the right direction. You've heard my take on this a lot, is that I just feel like the NBA doubled, tripled, quadrupled down. Like they knew that they lost this current generation to the NFL. Like it was just never going to be the dominant sport. And so they focused so heavy on the youth side, the next generation, but at the cost of the actual sport because all they do is push individual players and
So this is why they made the Gen Z teams. Or like the NBA. I'm telling you, the NBA is like, hey, we got to punt on this. We need the Gen Z's guys to be all the top teams.
Yeah. Like they got to, why so serious? They got to stop treating the NBA like it's gossip. Yes. I mean, there's so much of that is just so loathsome about the NBA that when you watch it, it's like easy to forget. The sport's fun, man.
So who are you rooting for?
Oh, the Pacers.
Why?
Well, I have some disdain for OKC, absolutely, coming off that series.
Big time.
I have some disdain for SGA and
for the foul baiting.
The manipulating. It's bullshit. Whatever.
Yeah.
Right there, part.
The Pacers winning would be honestly like the most shocking champion of my lifetime, and it's not even close. Like it's honestly not even close. I mean,
Rick Carlisle would be part of two of the biggest, maybe number one and number two, because he had the Mavs in 2011, which was a shock.
I mean, nobody thought the Pacers would maybe make the playoffs, maybe win a round. Like that'd be cool. To win a championship would be insane. It would be so unlikely, and I love seeing that kind of thing. So, I'm definitely rooting for the Pacers. I really like Tyrese Halliburton. I like a lot of players on that team. I respect the way they play. Like I respect how disciplined and high IQ they are. And I'm rooting for them.
Rooting for is a difficult term.
Who are you rooting against?
Rooting is a difficult term.
I thought maybe that would make it easier.
I mean, I guess I'm rooting against the Thunder, but I think they're gonna win.
You know you don't want to put your heart into this. Where
yeah,
I don't down again.
But also, I'm just not interested in the storyline. But I am interested in seeing how the basketball plays out because there are just two, like Harrison says, it just really feels like a David and Goliath thing, which is hilarious because the Thunder are just like still fresh on the scene. Like they don't even know how to be dominant yet. We saw them falter a little bit against the Nuggets from time to time, but then they haven't even sputtered since. Bro, I don't know. I want good games, man. I just want good games. I want to be entertained. I don't want a sure thing.
This one's easy for me. I love the way the Pacers play. They honestly play one of the most beautiful brands of basketball that I could see. I don't think they're quite as talented. And the other part of this I would say is I think the Pacers winning it all would be and should be inspiring to the Nuggets. Because the Pacers are great because of how well they play together and how well they work around very smart players. You could totally see the Nuggets doing what the Pacers do because they did it in 2023.
Yeah,
they had
they
the Murray
do it.
Jokic two-man game, but they just had this like ability to do everything and read and just broke you to pieces. Why everybody thought it was going to be a dynasty. What they didn't figure, including us to some extent, was just how hard it was that you go to a summer, everything starts over, and now you have to build that chemistry again. And Denver has not been able to match it. But Indiana did this year. They did find that chemistry, and I would just love. I think every team with the Pacers won could watch that and say, that's what it's about. We have a shot because we just have to come together the way they do. And if we could do that, then we can be this greater than the sum of our parts.
But to me, yes, 1,000,000%. But it's the Nuggets already know how to do that. That's the most important knowing.
They knew. I think some of the players do, but I don't know if they all do. I don't know if Peyton Watson does.
So your hope. I mean, that's very hopeful. The Peyton Watson watches a game like this and is like, I've been playing with Nikola Jokic, but it's time to get serious.
Is Peyton Watson not a lot like an Obi Toppin in ways where you're like, okay, the skills are there, but the weaknesses are too, but how's it fit? And it's like, oh, he does the thing and he's in the system and now he's awesome.
For sure. He just needs to get big like Obi Toppin so he doesn't get shoved out of the way.
And then get 5 years older.
Yeah, and get 5 years older.
Do you know who the Michael Malone, the last game he coached for the Nuggets was against?
Pacers.
The Pacers.
Dang.
Yeah.
They make a lot of teams look really bad.
Interesting.
Who do you think's going to win? What's your prediction? Let's just go here.
I mean, I brazenly put it on Twitter. Brazenly.
You made a pick?
I already did.
What is it?
It's OKC in 5. It's the most common pick in the entire
Yeah,
world.
I was thinking OKC in 4 maybe, but probably 5.
It's the most common pick in the world. I would love to be wrong about this, but to me it feels like a fait accompli.
Yeah.
I was going to go OKC in 5 as well. But you know what? I'll say... Yeah, I'll say 5. I want to be more optimistic, and I do think there's a chance. Like I will say this, it's not like I feel hopeless. You know, there were some series like Oklahoma City versus Memphis, hopeless. But
Denver Nuggets versus Miami Heat,
hopeless. Honestly, was so.
Denver Nuggets versus OKC. Hopeless to some.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's a year like when KD and Clay got hurt and Toronto won.
Yeah,
like,
but not
you're not allowed to root for injuries.
I'm
you
not
can't root for
I'm
injuries.
just saying stuff happens. Sometimes you're surprised.
A tornado could hit only the floor of the hotel that those guys are staying at. Yeah, lots of things could happen. All right, guys, it's off season. It's time to kick our feet up, have a little bit of fun.
Let's
Finally,
go.
Throw on our comfiest sweats.
Holy smokes!
And let's
number
draft.
1 pick.
Modes of transportation. Now I have to do a couple. So this can literally be any mode of transportation.
Okay,
but
So I do have to also make a statement at the beginning of this. We're getting our snake drafts going in case we're actually the ones who have to draft for the Nuggets. In case
draft
they
season.
don't hire a GM.
It is draft season. We might have to get it. Here's the thing. I just am going to say that a car and a truck are different things. So like you can, car would be like a sedan. Gotcha. So there are subtypes of things. I might ask to clarify because it's too broad of a category.
I've already got it.
Eric goes first. He gets to pick.
One overall pick. You haven't thought about it, but it's the right answer. It is the party bus, the number 1 mode of transportation.
I had thought of it. It was on my board.
The party bus.
I might need to get a board together here.
Yeah, it is a good one. It's not as great for distances.
Well, how far are you going?
It depends on how far you're going.
Well,
but,
the greatest mode of transportation to go to, I don't know, Mars, not the party bus.
It might be actually. The party bus to Mars.
Dude, the party bus is the greatest mode of transportation. That's the top.
Party bus is pretty good. That's a good. That's a decent
Party
one.
bus is good.
We're not versatile enough to go
I will
number 1 to
say,
me.
I feel like I'm out of my party bus phase.
Oh.
Like if I'm on a party bus now, it doesn't hit the same it did 10 years ago, man.
Well, it needs to be a comfortable
right
party bus. It has to be a comfortable party bus. You have control of the music. It's this could also be the stretch limo. It's just the party mode bus.
I will say we did not too long ago party bus up to Blackhawk. The ride home really long.
Yeah, well, listen, that was not
The ride
really good.
home from Blackhawk.
There was also a city bus that had been turned into a party bus.
That wasn't an actual party bus.
It was? Oh. Okay.
What do you got?
I'll take plane.
Well, what kind of plane? You're thinking a commercial airplane, passenger plane?
Dude, what a terrible mode of transportation.
Yeah, I was gonna say I hate it. But
What do you mean, dude? Planes are great.
No,
All right,
you-
commercial airplane, Kale. He said a passenger plane. Passenger plane.
I love
From
planes,
Spirit?
man.
Or
yeah. He's like, let's just go all the way up to Delta or something like that.
I mean,
Delta rides.
I'm
You gotta
actually
wait
somebody
line
who
2 hours early.
I love a long plane ride. Like some people
Whoa.
hate long plane rides.
Yeah, they do.
I absolutely love them.
dang.
I actually like the whole plane experience. You know, go to the Amex lounge beforehand, just get some
Okay.
drinks, hop on the plane.
That's not the mode of transportation, you understand?
Yeah. All right, passenger plane. I'm gonna go with private jet.
Whoa,
Have you
private jet.
ever been on one?
It doesn't matter.
Then how can you take it?
What do you? Of course you can take it.
I feel a little sheepish not picking the party. That's the party bus in the sky.
Private jet looks like
It's a good
the
one.
greatest way to travel for anything. You don't have to. You feel so important when you don't have. You can show up anytime.
I would take a palace in the sky provided by the sheiks from Qatar.
Private jet is doing really. That's really a good one. All right, what do we got, Kale? Where are you going?
All right, I'm taking the most luxurious, like cinematic type. I'm taking a sleeper car train.
Oh,
sleeper car train.
All right.
What?
Sleeper car train.
It's the best.
Kale
Every
really
movie.
loves his trains.
All right, go ahead.
Sleeper car train. Also, the lamest way to say that.
Yeah, I know. Why? How shall we get there? Well, on a sleeper car train, of course.
I'm gonna have a little sleeper car.
And
They have
then
all the apples you could eat.
can I take what would I call like a Jeep that you like four wheel with?
I think a Jeep.
A Jeep? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll take
I think
it.
you could just that
All right.
works. Truck
Okay.
Jeep type car, I think, is a really good one. Man, I can't believe I'm gonna have to take these two from 1-2. It really is gonna be the personality of my board.
Oh, no.
Which is
You going yacht?
I'm going yacht.
Private jet yacht.
Jet and yacht.
Yeah,
So I definitely have a
You're
personality.
pandering so hard in this draft right
But
now.
he's
No,
pandering.
but I would love to take a
He's
yacht
pandering to
anywhere.
the 1%, dude.
If I could take a private jet and a yacht, my God.
I mean, those are great. Those are great. I've never been on either one, but I
Me
assume that they're
neither.
good.
Assume it's awesome.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
saw Josh Kroenke do the backflip off of that one that time. I was
Yeah,
like,
that was fun.
Go
I
ahead.
said one day I'll own a yacht.
Go ahead, Harrison.
I will not own a yacht.
Modes of transportation. I guess I'll take car.
Damn.
Give me,
You're just going straight
Whoa.
car.
give me car.
Car going in the second round is
Yeah, I feel,
wow.
I feel
Dude,
like that's a
Harrison's
steal
board.
for the
It is a
second
good
round.
one.
Harrison's
car
board,
is really good.
Plane, car. Like, look at, put train in for him.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot of books to my 1-year-old recently. I'm kind of just going off what's mentioned there.
Okay. A great form of transportation. I will go. Give me the booze cruise.
Booze cruise.
Just
Oh,
all
it's like a little
drinking.
raft.
Yeah,
A
dude.
booze cruise like a raft.
Just
or a,
Your
I'm
picks
trying to have
are
fun in
also
life,
very
dude.
specific
I'm
as
trying
well.
to have fun in life. Pick 3. Give me the electric scooter. Come on, everybody.
scooters are
You're
good
gonna be
ones.
outside.
Electric
You don't burn
scooters
any.
are so great.
You don't burn any gas. You get to feel the wind in your hair.
It does feel
And-
good.
and
Electric
then if-
scooters are great, man. You forget how good they are, and then
They're
you get
great,
on
dude.
one and you're like, man,
they're
on a
so
good
shit
day,
hits.
man, when it's like there's nothing like that vibe. Little ear pods in. That's a good one. Where are you going? Booze cruise is literally
Give him,
one.
just give him train, please. You need to go plane, car, train. You have to.
I
Like,
don't
just
know,
be
I'm looking here. I'm
pure
looking on my
industrialist.
board. Give me. You know what? Give me motorcycle.
Yeah, there you go, little edgy
Bad
to
boy
him.
over
I'm
here.
not gonna lie.
Bad boy.
I probably will never. I probably will never ride a motorcycle.
You've never ridden a motorcycle?
I never have. I probably never will. I'll never own one. I feel like it'd be pretty sick though.
Closest I ever came to dying was
Such
on a
a bad
motorcycle.
boy.
That's probably why
Almost
I'll
hit by a
never do
bus
one.
in Zanzibar.
The bad boy of the DNVR
Had to pull over and
podcast.
pray. I'm not even
Airplanes,
kidding.
cars, and motorcycles.
Yeah, I love it. This is where mine takes a real turn, real like 180.
Okay.
I'm going RV.
Yeah,
Nice.
Good.
I went from
good.
yacht and private jet to RV. I love an RV. I grew up doing RVing. If I won a jackpot, I would probably spend my entire summer RVing.
Damn, me too. But just as sort of a escape for society. Kind of
100%.
I would just go Ted Kaczynski and everybody, but
Yeah, not
in a
bad
more
one.
mobile way.
I'm in my RV, baby. C class probably.
All right, I'm taking something from Drunk Philosophy here. I'm going to pick the space shuttle.
Okay.
I almost went with space shuttle. I have it on my board.
Dude, there's no.
I actually had that on my board.
Here's the problem with these picks is that mode of transportation is not good. You just like the destination. Same thing with the
I
airplane.
think it'd be incredible to be on one.
You're like, oh, look at me, I'm strapped in. This is incredible. That's not a good mode of
We're the
transportation.
fastest people have ever traveled right now.
You just want to go to space. That's
yeah,
not the
which
same.
would be awesome. The only way to get there.
No, it's not the destination. It's the journey. That's
Telling
why
you.
a booze cruise to Mars would be sick as hell.
All right, following up to
Bruce
that,
Cruz
It'd take a long time.
into a party bus.
Yeah.
following up on that, I'm going to take a fighter jet.
Oh, that's a good one. I
nice.
didn't even think of that
Nice
one.
pick,
That's
Kale.
great. That's actually
Nice.
great.
I
Fighter
watched
jet is
Top
really
Gun again
good.
the other night.
Stinks.
You can. There is a place actually in Colorado Springs you can rent the guy will take you up.
A party jet?
A private jet.
A
He can
booze
take you up.
cruise on a jet.
And you'll go a G. My uncle did it. Said it was great.
Okay. Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, I'm up again.
Oh, God.
Whew. This one's tough. This is where my list really falls off to the average man. I'm going to take horse. Taking horse, man.
What?
I've been watching a lot of stuff about the frontier lately, and
listen.
the idea of getting to ride your horse through the mountains is incredible.
Horse is definitely a consideration.
Incredible or just awful?
No, it's great, man.
Adam, you have the most all over the place draft by far.
No, this is a.
this
no,
is
this
the
is
buffet. Like, this is the low grade Golden Corral buffet.
What are you talking about? This is the draft of a rich man. A horse?
This
You know
is
how much a horse is?
This is that is true. This is when you go to like Bellagio buffet and you get the prime rib and the chicken nuggets.
The only thing that's like a little bit off is the RV, but an RV can be $1 million
That's
RV.
true. It could be. You don't know what kind of
you have
RV
a
I
rich
have.
man's
You're right.
draft.
You know what? Thank you.
You're welcome.
You didn't have
That's
to
not
say
a
it.
compliment, just
Yeah,
FYI.
no, I thought it felt
not
good,
a
though.
compliment.
It did feel good.
All right, I need
Rich taste.
I need a water
Just take
vehicle
a train, dude.
here.
Just take a train, please.
I'm gonna take jet ski.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a
Jet
great
skis
one.
are
Jet
so
skis are fun.
sick.
Jet skis are fun.
Jet skis are so fun, man. You get out there at like 6 a.m. Nobody's on the water. It's like glass.
Yeah, oh, it is, dude. When you hit a wave though that you don't see, if you ever have it where everything looks good and all of a sudden you see there's like one of these and you're going, oh man,
Yeah.
so fun.
I got another one
Last
that's
two
gonna.
picks, yeah.
I got it. Okay, I'm gonna round it out. This one is gonna. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you ready?"
Yeah.
The golf cart. Give
Oh,
me the
good.
golf cart.
Nice
Golf cart's a
pick.
good
That's
one.
a top
That is a
pick.
fun
means
one.
of transportation. It's fun the entire time. Your kid can drive it. He shouldn't. It's still so much fun.
Probably
Dude, the
shouldn't.
golf cart. What a great mode of transportation.
That is
and
good.
I will end this with the humble yet important bicycle. Give me the bicycle.
You son of a bitch.
Give me the bicycle.
That's a
can I tell
sleeper
you
in the
something?
fifth
Since the
round.
scooters come out, I feel like the bicycle's just not as good.
All right, make it the e-bike.
Yeah, there you go. E-bike. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great thing. Eric's out here just pedaling.
Dude,
I bet you wish you had a scooter.
That's what I'm saying, brother.
I like it. Okay. Wind?
I'm not sure what
A
I'm gonna
good,
take.
take train.
I don't
No
need
one
to
has
take
Subway.
train.
Uber is still on the board.
Uber's on the board. That's oh my god, that's a terrible mode of transportation. Terrible. The cab.
What is the one that you share with everyone?
That, oh god.
The Uber where you just can make multiple stops.
The Uber pool.
Or Uber pool.
Yeah, I did that once, never again.
Tank is still on the board.
Dude, the tank. What are we talking
Parachute.
about? Parachute.
Parachute.
Yeah, you
What
can do
about,
parachute, hang gliding.
How do we feel about the squirrel wingsuit?
Yeah, squirrel wing
Fine.
suit.
Yeah,
Squirrel
I think
suit.
that
Squirrel
counts.
suit is definitely
Squirrel
on there.
suit?
Flying squirrel
Yeah,
suit.
right,
Why-
man. Those
hey,
guys.
listen.
I do not have the balls for that.
I don't either because it seems like one wrong move and you're just done.
That's exactly what it is.
yeah.
Oh, it has a very, very high death rate, but some people get really into it.
It will make you seem cooler though on your list. It will.
Yeah.
It will. People are like, dude, do you do that? No, I don't.
You're like, man, I'd love to be at your party. How are you gonna get there? Probably squirrel suit. See you there.
I'm gonna take four wheeler. Just like an off ride four
Is that not
wheeler.
what Kale
Kale's
took?
got the off-road truck.
That's
dude.
a Jeep.
But his question was, what do I take if I'm going?
Oh, you want like an
off-roading?
ATV?
Yeah, an ATV. You can
Oh, an
say
ATV,
ATV. Yeah,
gotcha.
there you go. ATV. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Gotcha.
different. Yes,
Those are fun.
ATVs are
You
fun.
know, they are fun.
definitely fun. They're like a golf cart if you don't like golfing.
They're like a golf cart for the rugged road.
For the rugged individual.
Dude, I love my board. I can't believe I got my top 5 picks.
It's because they suck. We don't want them.
I'm going to take a mode of transportation for one of my other picks. I'm going to take an aircraft carrier.
Aircraft.
Wow.
I bet you that sucks, though, man. Honestly, aircraft carrier, I bet you that's horrible. You're bunked up with 12 other people.
Dude, no one fumbled harder than Kale just now.
Aircraft
Dude,
carrier.
why would you take Kale? Why
It's
would
not the Jets with the aircraft carrier.
You know
It's just
what
the
is
carrier.
still on the board? That's a great pick. Snowmobile.
I was gonna say, Kale, how do you not put skis on there, you fool?
Oh, yeah, he did
I
take
was going to take skis. I thought it was going to be too on brand, and you guys
Aircraft
were going to make
carrier?
fun of me.
Skis would have been a great one for you to
Aircraft
take.
carrier?
All right, let us know, obviously, on social media, also in the chat, who won this snake drive. Is this the year of Adam?
No.
I never win these.
Well, we're gonna find out that that's still the case. I'm giving myself
If you're on fast,
2 to
head
1.
on over
I'm giving
to
myself
the
2 to
internet.
1 odds to win this.
You really?
Yeah.
2 to 1.
Yeah, those were basic. Yeah, basic. All right, what do we have? Super chats.
Super chats. Kyle M. Hey, D-Line.
Hey, what up? See what happens? My vibes change.
That's true. You did pick it
People
up.
have been hating me lately. I get it. My vibes have been off. You know,
Yeah.
it's bad.
You're doing good now.
Well, the first step is acknowledging that.
I get it. You don't think I know?
Josh Brett from Down Under. Snake draft season. What a journey that was. Car for the win.
For the win.
Josh, big
Car
car
is
guy.
good, man. I will say I'm a big car guy. I like driving.
I like driving too.
I like-
I cannot wait until every car is just self-driving.
Yeah, and you know what that turns it into? A party bus.
Can you imagine how nice it will be when you just don't have to
Yes,
drive?
you're like being
You
in a
can,
party
just
bus.
be, you can just be on Twitter the whole car ride.
But when you're driving in the mountains, you want to be driving. It's like
Unless you
nice
don't.
to be. It's nice to be at the wheel.
Unless you-
Yeah.
man.
It's good
Yeah.
unless you don't want to.
In like an old car, like an old truck, you know, with the windows down.
Why didn't you take truck?
God, I love that.
Should have
I
taken
know.
truck.
I just
Nobody
had
took
too much
sled.
stuff already.
Oh, buzzer beater from Drunk Philosophy.
Drunk philosophy. Your jealousy of Kale is obvious, fellas. He won.
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
What? Get out of here. You know what?
I'm
Let's
real
end this.
jealous.
Kale's going for like
Aircraft
the
carrier.
indie.
It's not even like a military. Like of all the things, that's
Yeah.
the least fun thing to
I mean,
drive.
take like
It actually
Battleship.
probably
at least.
sucks to
It's
drive.
terrible.
Takes 40
Yeah,
people.
it's like a literal oil tanker. It's like, well, this is wow. This
Was
is
that
incredible.
a turtle? Let's turn around. It's going to take about 100 miles
Yeah.
for us to get it turned
You
around.
just get like stuck in the Suez Canal.
Yeah, dude, you're stuck in this, and you're like, isn't this awesome? We're literally a target at all times.
Yeah.
This is so
You're just being
fun.
I'm just
hunted.
holding up trade for
This
the
is
entire
so
world.
fun.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out with us for another hilarious week or hilarious day of snake drafting.
We'll be back tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.